I'll ready to go.
In the murk of twilight's glow, tales of horror gently flow through the annals of the past. Mysteries we seek to cast. In the shadows secrets lie, truth that time cannot deny. Voices echo, stories blend. In the night they never end. True crime tales that chill your spine. Cold cases lost in time. Duo murders dark and grim. Pique your interest, drawing you in. Every mystery left behind. Whispers creeping in your mind. Covering all sorts of crime. Stories twisted but sublime. Digging deep through every sign, true crime passion so divine. Hidden clues begin to speak, shadows dance where killers creep. Unsolved threads we strive to keep, burning questions never sleep. Every mystery left behind, whispers creeping in your mind. Covering all sorts of crime, stories twisted but sublime.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome into JSY Talks Crime. Smash a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and as always, bless up for watching. Bless up to Stacey for the intro as well. Done a fantastic job.
I'm nervous about that one.
I love it. I'm singing it.
I realised you haven't seen it yet, Renee.
Polished.
I like it. Very polished.
Yay! I wanted to go for the crime feel, and hopefully that's come across.
Crime.
The vibe we're going for. The last two slots, I could not think of what crimes to put in there, because it's when you think of crime, you always think of murder, don't you? Really, and kidnapping, you don't think of the other side of the crime, like parricide and stuff like that. So it's like
Cybercrime. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Hi, son. I go
You should see this dog. He's got mud all over his nose. I know he's mad at me because I won't let him out.
Sam, there's Daj make the go on, buddy.
This dog.
I'm glad this is video with that fucking dogs. I'm telling you, man.
I love him, but I'm not getting another dog. I tell you what, I'm so tired of having to clean
I'm
up
glad
after
you like
this
the
dog.
intro.
Yeah, done a good job.
I know Jules and Drula said that we needed a new intro just for the crime night.
Just for crime.
2 hours that took me.
You would take forever.
They do take forever when you try to think of how to extend it and how to fit the song in, and like, oh.
Big up, Daz, mate. Yo, big up, Alison. Appreciate it. Big up, Drula, love. So do you want to give us a bit of an insight into who you're doing tonight, Stace?
So this was Renee's request, actually, because she's more familiar than this one. But I'm going to be covering the Gainesville killer, Danny Welling, who inspired the hit franchise, shall we say? Scream. Movie franchise. He's the inspiration behind the mass killer going into student accommodation and killing people. I don't think he was masked, the actual person. I don't think he was actually masked.
No.
I didn't think he was. His method of killing is twisted.
Big up, Kev.
Yeah.
Especially
They still have not released those crime scene photos. All these years
I don't think they should, if I'm honest, because of what I've read.
You never will. Yeah.
We'll go into it, but there's like one you do come across this in the presentation. He thought at one point he left a piece of evidence behind.
Yeah, love.
So he went back and repositioned the body. And he did it just for the satisfaction of freaking out whoever found the bodies.
Yeah, knowing that he was going to be shocking people.
Yeah.
Was the whole point of it. Yep.
He was just absolutely twisted. But when he killed 5, was it 4, in 5 days?
Big up, Donna.
And then they found out he'd actually killed before this as well. They connected him to a homicide. I think it was like a year prior to actually doing the 4 students that he killed. So yeah, quite twisted.
I think we had just left. My dad got his master's degree at the University of Florida, which is where Gainesville is. It's where the killings happened. And I think he had just finished that degree. And so we had just moved away a few weeks before this happened. So I was little, my brother was a newborn, and it was bad. It was really, really scary.
You left a good time then, if I'm honest.
Exactly. Like my mom used to always talk about that, how we got out just in the nick of time before it all started, because people were terrified.
They were absolutely terrified. Excuse me. This one person just brought terror.
Yeah.
To the point where students actually dropped out of
People
college.
pick up their kids. Like, you can
so
imagine.
scared.
Yeah. Parents, like moms and dads driving back to pick up your 18-year-old kid from uni. Like, that's what it was. It was bad.
And then they were just like, kids would not go into student accommodation.
Yeah.
They'd happily travel as much as they needed to from the parents' homes or family home, wherever they were, to the college, because it happened in student accommodation. And it was just so twisted.
Yeah, it was bad.
One of them was a police, if I'm not mistaken, a police dispatch.
Mm-hmm.
And 2 of her colleagues found her. I think that was the twisted one.
That was the real problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got much detail I've gone into the presentation, but I think it was the dispatch, the young lady who the sheriff's dispatch system. You know which one I'm talking about, the one that sends out the calls to the police. He actually decapitated her head, put it on a shelf. Oh, I haven't finished yet. Posed her body on the bed like she was sat up and had the head looking at her body.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And the way he did it, it was like the first thing you saw when you came in the field. Like, you weren't going to miss it. And he
if I'm not mistaken, I think they looked through her window and saw her sat there with no head. It wasn't until he entered her bedroom where they proceeded to find her head on the shelf.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Am I bloody hell for a shelf? His head on the shelf.
Sorry. It did kill a male, but the male was just left as he was. He didn't killed him, left him. No posing, nothing of the sort. Just left him. His main target was brunette women.
I'm fucking now. Although my actually quite grey, so I'll be all right.
So yeah, not a nice person. This one's not a long one because he only did. He only
did.
He was only
Only.
recovered before. They've killed quite a lot along a longer time span. This I won't even call him gentleman. This twisted.
So this is short and sweet, really, what you're saying?
Yeah, basically in short and sweet.
That's what she's saying, folks.
Free, shall we say. But one of the most terrifying to date, apart from... I know that the Greenfield killer, he was twisted, but this dude just took the biscuit. Which way, he took a lot of lives, don't get me wrong. He was twisted in his own right. But this dude, what he did to the bodies after the fact, just for sheer shock value, was twisted.
Does anybody in the chat know this one before we get into it? Has anybody
I know of it.
I haven't.
I didn't know about it until Renee mentioned him. So when she did, I looked into him.
Yeah, it's because you don't really watch what you have a different You watch them all over. I watch Americans as well. I watch loads of American.
You see, for me,
Not
as
my
twisted
colour.
as this is going to sound, the American ones are more gripping, just for the sheer twistedness of
Sausages.
some of the ones that you cover. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
we've got twisted ones in the UK, but the
I don't
American
think
ones are
there's
just a whole
comparison
new
though
level,
compared
and
to
Renee will
Americans.
agree with me on that one. American one is just a whole new level.
Yeah.
America's a
Whole
very
new
violent,
level of twisted.
very violent place.
Agreed. Over to you, Stacey.
Okie dokie, so people have not really heard of him, so this is going to be interesting. Let's give people nightmares, shall we?
Absolutely.
Get that one up. There we go. Right. So this is the Gainesville killer, Danny Rolling. So this is
Mummy's
his
back in
picture.
again. Hi, Mummy.
Hello to Sneem and his mother. So this is a picture from, I think it was from one of the court case.
Yeah.
Because they actually, if I'm not mistaken, they actually aired the trial.
They
Which
did.
is-
They never showed the crime scene photos.
No,
Like, I mean, obviously, if you were in the courtroom, you would have seen them, but they didn't release these photos to the public like they do some of the others. So
No, but when you do Google him, they do have like people reenacting what they think the crime scene would look like,
yeah,
or using his modus operandi as inspiration to create crime scene photos. Because I didn't Google the crime scene photos, I Googled the victims, and you see people trying reenacting what things look like drawings and stuff like that. He was quite twisted. And if you like your crime, you like how twisted they are, he's good to study just for how twisted he was. No, it's not the Night Stalker. That's Richard Ramirez, which I plan to do cover.
that's another freak. Yeah,
Yeah.
He was freak as well. He's modus operandi is not the same. Like you'll notice in this one, right? His modus operandi, his victims were all, apart from the gentleman, are all the same. Brunette, female. But with Richard Ramirez, he didn't have a specific target. It was male, female, any age.
You're like, you'll do.
Any race.
You'll do.
Yeah, basically, it's anyone he could target will do the job, which made it difficult for them investigating. But I've watched quite a bit of Richard Ramirez, so I'm looking forward to doing that one.
I've seen it about 4 times, so I know that one.
I like the Richard Ramirez one, and that sounds really twisted, but we move on. Right. Gainesville Killer Introduction. So Danny Harold Rolling was born May 26, 1954. Died October 25th, 2006. Infamously known as the Gainesville Ripper. I should say killer. Ignore that. Well, he was a ripper, actually. Was an American serial killer.
Gainesville Ripper. Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Using the word ripper, that's the thing, so I've changed some of it.
Okay.
Serial killer responsible for the murders of 5 college students in Gainesville, Florida, over a span of 4 days in August 1990. He later admitted to sexually assaulting several of his victims, carrying out a triple homicide in his hometown of Shreveport, Louisiana, and attempted to kill his father in May 1990. In total, Rolling confessed to the murders of 8 individuals, received a death sentence for the 5 Gainesville murders in 1994, and was executed by lethal injection in 2006. So he got the death penalty. Flat out.
Yeah, they still have the death penalty, don't they?
Yeah, but they can escape. Some serial killers can escape it if they have if they get broken a deal.
Yeah, it's for we'll give you a deal if you sell wet bodies
Yeah,
out, kind of thing.
But I don't think he took a deal, if I'm honest. So early
Why
life.
would you get these deals? You do never mind any of that.
I agree, but then I said I agree that the deal should be taken off the table. But then, like last week's one with Ridgeway, there was an ulterior motive to taking the life death sentence off the table because they knew there were more, and obviously kill him off. Find out after the fact that he could have been connected to these other murders and not had the answers. It would have been damned if you do, damned if you don't kind of situation.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is this: I don't see why these sickos get deals when one, they're going to stay in prison for the rest of their life anyway. And for me, they deserve the lethal injection. I just don't get how we broker these deals with, like.
Yeah.
It's not really for them. It's for the families of the
Families.
victims that they haven't found yet. That's who it's really for.
Sometimes they do ask the victims' families if they want the death penalty on the table.
All right then. Question to you, Free. If somebody come to you and say somebody had done something to one of your family members, and they come to you and said, "Do you want the lethal injection, or do you want them to spend the rest of their life in prison?" What would your answer be?
Well, the answer would be, do you want to know what happened to your loved one? Do you want the body back?
I don't know. Depends if they've got body, doesn't it?
Life in prison for me, because
Yeah,
giving them the death penalty is an easy way out.
No, I want them to die, like they've done to mine. I can't lie.
Yeah, eye for an eye type thing.
Yeah,
I mean,
eye for an eye.
seriously, think about it. We've both been on the end of that scenario, right? And for me, yeah, we've got his body, right? But nah, just do him, get rid of him.
Well, let's face it, Stacey. You're only going ground and rot with worms anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got a kid that's missing and you don't know where the hell your kid is.
But if you know they've killed them and you don't, the body's going to be thingied anyway.
No.
For me, I just want them
You
dead.
don't sure know that they did kill them. All you know is that your kid is missing and they kind of fit a profile, so they could have been. I don't know. I support the deals when you can give people closure for missing children.
And some don't.
I can't lie, I don't support it at all.
They'll do that, but they don't. Just lie and say that they're there, and they're not. It's
like, I think another thing is, like, remember that the American prison system is really not a nice place to go. Like, life in prison in an American prison, like, that's a punishment. It's not. They don't try to reform people in American prison.
No, they don't.
Go in there to
I've
rot.
watched trials about American prisons.
Life is life. Still can't rehabilitate you if you're not going to get out.
We don't care about rehabbing people in U.S. prisons.
Can we upset your boy?
So Danny Harold Rolling was born May 26, 1954. He was one of two sons born in Shreveport, Louisiana, to James Harold Rolling, 1931 to 2012, and Claudia Patrice, 1932 to 1995, who originally hailed from Columbus, Georgia. James served as a U.S. Navy veteran during the Korean War and later became a police officer in Shreveport. He frequently subjected his wife and sons to abuse over trivial matters, including the way they breathed, which he found displeasing. He also conveyed to his son that he was unwanted from the moment of his birth. Ouch. In one particular incident, Rolling's mother was hospitalized after alleging that her husband attempted to force her to harm herself with a razor blade. Despite her numerous efforts to leave him, she consistently returned shortly thereafter. Off the bat.
Innit?
Off the bat. Imagine being told from birth that you were unwanted.
Cruisy? She would always told that, innit?
Yeah. I would always thought by my mum.
Big up, Dermo.
I mean, it might be a circle with cereals I eat, but not fucking going out doing it. But you see, she's got used to that treatment, so she goes back to.
Yeah, she was familiar with it, so it was like normalization for her.
It's hard because once you're in that circle, you try to get out, you always get pulled back and go, I got pulled back many a time. But when you finally get away and you stand your ground, that's when you know you've done it, and it's hard. It is hard. Oops.
Big up, Dermo.
Early life continued.
I don't get that though when it says about wanting to harm himself with a razor. That's crazy, isn't it? That.
Yeah. He was
That's
someone you were controlling when it was dad.
That's cruel, isn't it?
On one occasion, James restrained Rolling by pinning him to the ground, handcuffing him, and having the police take him away due to his embarrassment over his son. Additionally, Rolling had a dog that suffered severe abuse at the hands of James, ultimately leading to his death in Rolling's arms. During his teenage and young adult years, Rolling faced multiple arrests for robbery offences in Georgia and Alabama, and he was also apprehended for spying on women while she was undressing. As he transitioned into adulthood, he struggled to integrate into society and maintain constant employment. At one stage, Rolling was employed as a waiter at Pancho's restaurant located in Bossier City, Louisiana. In August 1990, Rolling killed 5 students, 1 from Santa Fe College and 4 from the University of Florida. During a series of burglaries and robberies in Gainesville, Florida, he disfigured the bodies of his victims, decapitating one of them. He also arranged their bodies in poses, occasionally utilizing mirrors.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it wasn't a...
Oh, God.
You're not fucking with
Wasn't
it.
He was a twisted individual.
Mm. Oh.
Mm.
And I'm sure if I've missed anything out, Rennie will happily point it out.
I mean, decapitating bodies, that's quite grim, in it, doing that. And then to arrange the bodies into poses, utilising mirrors. Oh, no, that's gross.
This is why I think when the creators of Scream came up with the concept, I think that's why, from how it goes, was fascinating. Which I think, yeah, it worked as a horror. If you didn't know about
it tells you it's based on true events. See, I like films like that because it intrigues me. As if we're gonna, I mean, there's a few programs that actually do cover things like this, like NCIS, Criminal Minds does it. You know, Criminal Minds actually is the best one for it because they do a lot of things like this, and most of them are done on proper, real crimes. And I really like the grittiness of the crimes.
Ed Gaines, I will not be covering Ed Gaines because I think that's way too twisted for even for us.
Oh,
and I've explained this to.
Is that one with lampshades?
Yeah.
I just find like decapitating bodies and arranging them in poses it's grim.
But if the chat want me to cover Ed Gein, I can cover
You can
it.
cover it for me, Stace. Just because I find it grim. I'll just make sure I've not eaten.
Yeah, please make sure you've not eaten. I know a lot of people will have watched the Netflix documentary on it, the Netflix series, but I refuse to watch it because what I've heard is it's not true to actual stuff.
That's what I heard, Stace. Not accurate.
It's not accurate, so I'm not going to watch it. The Jeffrey Dahmer one had a few dramatizations in that didn't actually happen, but it was true to what we know about the case. So
This was Dennis Nelson one. It was spot on, that one that he did.
Really? Was it? I'll have to watch that.
Yeah, honestly, Renee, that Dennis Nelson one's bang on the money.
Bang on the money. It's on Netflix, Renee. I don't know if it's in the American one, but in the UK, it's on Netflix.
Yeah.
It is utter. That's why I'm covering it because I actually watched it the other day.
That guy was terrifying.
But David Tennant, he looks too much creepy.
He does. She said he looked too much like him.
Looks too much like him.
Yeah.
He's scary.
And he was a green fucker, and he used to kill him and sit in front room with them and talk to them like they were still alive and that.
Yeah, that's what I'm covering next
week.
By the way.
He used to put them up in chairs and everything.
Yeah, he was twisted. Oh, Rodders.
Big up, Rodders.
Hi, Rodders.
Yeah, that's right, it's the name. But a lot of people have said that the fabrication on Ed Gein's one, it's too much for some people. Have said it just does not do it justice. And they can't turn around and say, "Oh well, we didn't know." And Ed Gein's case is worldwide known, just for the sheer weirdness of it all, because it makes him sound like this is this huge serial killer, but he only killed 2 people.
Well, I think wasn't he what he was what the movie Psycho was based on, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what
the obsession with the mother.
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds like Nielsen when you're saying that Nielsen was like setting bodies up and like talking to them. Like,
he used to leave him in his front room, Rennie, and talk to him and everything because he was that lonely, feed him and everything.
Yeah, that sounds like Psycho, you know?
Yeah, so Ed Gein, the whole case inspired Psycho, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Silence of the Lambs, and another one.
Big up, Trouble.
One of my favorite movies, like this scary type movie, Silence of the Lambs. Really good
I've never seen it.
I've never seen Silence of the Lambs, but Ed Gein.
Ricky Fianchi.
Rennie, I'm not into scary films.
Well, it's like realistic scary. Like it's FBI following. They're finding these bodies, and it's obviously coming from a serial killer. Very scary. Yeah, very well done. Jodie Foster knocks it out of the park.
Yeah, she does.
Don't mind Jodie Foster.
Yeah, she doesn't Excellent job.
That's when he's walking around with his thing between his legs and he's dancing in that room.
Yeah, it's very scary.
It fucking scared me.
Yeah, I could do the mail bomber.
Wasn't he British?
Unless it's about the Unabomber.
There were one in England though, wasn't there as well?
Yeah, Unabomber's American.
Unabomber's
American.
Yeah.
Well, look into them, Demo, yeah? That's not a problem.
Leave them on community page, Jim, or put them in group chat so we don't forget.
I'll go look at them. So, it's the crimes. August 24th, 1990, in the early hours of the morning, Rawling entered the apartment of two university freshmen, 18-year-old Sonia Larson and 17-year-old Christina Powell. He discovered Powell asleep on the couch downstairs, standing over her momentarily without waking her, and then proceeded to upstairs bedrooms where Larson was also asleep. Rawling murdered Larson by first taping her mouth shut to muffle her screams, then stabbing her to death with a K-bar knife. She died while attempting to defend herself. Afterward, Rawling returned downstairs, taped Powell's mouth shut, bound her wrists behind her back, threatened her with a knife as he cut away her clothing. He then sexually assaulted her and forced her face down onto the floor, where he stabbed her 5 times in the back, resulting in her death. Following Powell's murder, Rawling went back upstairs and sexually assaulted Larson's lifeless body. He arranged the bodies in sexually suggestive poses and took a shower before exiting the apartment.
That's grim.
Mm.
That's really grim.
And so one of these girls, like normally in the US, when you start university, you're 18. The one girl was only 17. Like she hadn't even turned 18 years old yet. So these are like young kids. Like you just drop your kid off to college. I don't even think classes had technically started yet. They were still setting up their rooms and stuff. Like that's just awful. You think you're sending your kid to a safe place when you send them to uni. You know what I mean? Like
there's another similar case. There's a very recently. I think it was last year. I think it might be before. I mean 23, where this bloke did more or less the same thing. I think he managed to kill 5 in the same house. It was a community. Because there is similarities between him and Rawling. I think because he targeted college students.
Is that all he targeted though? It wasn't anybody else, it were college students?
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's 2023, I could be wrong. The one person, I'll find it out. He actually went to a section where it was known to be college students. Like we've got like at Leeds Uni. There's you know like Headingley, for example. You go to Headingley. You know that's student central. You know that students go there, they live there.
It's so much stuff you'll see them wearing, man.
Yeah, that's what he did. He knew the area was more for students, and he went to that area.
Yeah, Headingley is quite student oriented.
Hyde Park in it, that kind of way. That's all student.
Headingley is an example of knowing it was a student-rich area because it wasn't far from campus and it wasn't far from...
This is like, there's not technically on-campus housing, but it's those apartment complexes that are close to the campus that you know it's just all college students. That's what these were. So they knew. I mean, it was like...
That's like Headingley.
The Gator apartments, like it's the Gainesville, University of Florida, the Gators. So it would all be like, these are the Gator apartments. Like, you know what you're dealing with. It's all college kids.
Oh, God. Something bad thinking about, does it?
I mean, I always lock my front door when I come home. It's always locked.
I mean, you think about it, like, when you go off to college, if you go off, or when you were 18 years old, like, no care in the world, all excited, about to start this new chapter of your life, and that, like, it's just awful. It's really awful.
It's also what makes...
No, it's not. I don't think he's married, truly.
Did he have any kids of his own?
I don't think
so. I don't think he did, no.
Married. He was kind of a loner type that would, like, Well, Stace will get into it when they get into where they found him. Like you'll see what I mean. He was like a
Yeah.
loner.
If you haven't mentioned it, we can discuss it.
Yeah.
So August 25th, 1990, Rolling unlawfully entered the apartment of Christina Hoyt, sorry, I've misspelled her name, an 18-year-old chemistry honours student at Santa Fe College, by prying open a sliding glass door with a screwdriver. Discovering that she was not at home, he waited in the living room for her return. Between 10:30 p.m. and 11 p.m., Hoyt came back from playing racquetball and was taken by surprise by Rolling, who put her in a chokehold. Once she was subdued, he used duct tape to gag her mouth and bind her wrists behind her back. Then he led her to the bedroom, where he cut her clothes off and sexually assaulted her, similar to the Powell murder. He forced her to lie face down on the bed and stabbed her in the back, severing her aorta. He then turned her body over, sliced open her abdomen from her pubic bone to her breastbone.
Wow.
A question about him being married. He wasn't. He was engaged to be married.
Okay, now.
Yeah, I've just found it here. I'm trying to remember. He was engaged to a lass called Sandra London.
She's mentioned in this, not too sure.
Yeah, he's a American true crime author. She was engaged to him before he was executed.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
See?
Right.
I don't watch no crime.
After returning to his campsite, there we go, this is what Rennie was about. Rolling realised he could not find his wallet. Believing he might have left it at the murder scene, he went back, where he decapitated Hoyt, posed her body in a sitting position at the end of her bed, and placed her head on a shelf facing the corpse. He later stated that his intention was to increase the shock for whoever found her. At this stage, the murders had garnered significant media attention. Many students began taking additional precautions, such as altering their daily routines and sleeping in groups. Due to the timing of the spree occurring early in the fall semester, some students choose to withdraw their enrolment or transfer to different schools.
No wonder. We won't fucking travel.
Imagine going to school and not coming back home.
Didn't it? Don't bear thinking about, does it?
No. So on August 27th, 1990, Tracy Powlers, aged 23, resided with her roommate, Manny Taboda, who was also 23. Following gained, so Manny is the only male victim he has in the college part of things. Rolling gained entry to their apartment by forcing open the sliding glass door using the same tools he had employed before. He discovered Taboda asleep in the bedroom and killed him following a struggle. Upon hearing the disturbance, Powlers proceeded down the hall to Taboda's bedroom and encountered Rolling. She tried to secure herself in her own bedroom, but Rolling broke through the door. He taped her mouth and wrists, removing her clothing, and assaulted her before flipping her over and stabbing her 3 times in the back. Rolling arranged Powlers' body in a posed manner, but left Taboda's body in the position he died. Except for Taboda, all victims were petite white brunettes with brown eyes, resembling Rolling's mother.
He targeted him because he didn't want him to come in.
Because they look like his mum. See, this is what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he did, Kevin.
Yeah. That is mentioned later on, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but he went for the male because the male was a stronger opponent. Got him in and put him, then gone and got her.
But it shows that he just left the male as he was. He left Manny as he was. Yeah, didn't pose him. And like
I didn't assault him out then, no?
No, just killed him. Just killed him.
They weren't, these two, they weren't like partners. They were just best friends. These two kids living together. Like,
yeah, they weren't together. They were
besties. They've been besties for ages.
Yeah. So yeah, it just shows, like I was saying, about his modus operandi. He targeted specific women. I don't know if you watched them for a while or I just spotted them and then thought that'll do.
Wow.
So this is where it gets interesting. Initially, law enforcement had very few leads. The police managed to identify 2 suspects. One of the suspects was Edru Edward Lewis Humphrey, a 20-year-old University of Florida student with a history of mental health issues, who had previously been convicted of felony assault against his grandmother. He was held in custody for 5 months until a grand jury declined to indict him on murder charges due to lack of evidence. Humphrey's photograph was frequently circulated by media outlets. Authorities publicly exonerated him of all charges after Rollins' capture. So he was believed to be the killer for 5 months.
Okay, now.
And obviously, in that 5-month period before they even caught Rolling, his picture was all over social.
So this was only over a 5-month period, then, this killing spree?
He got away with the murders initially. Because he killed them and then disappeared. He was done.
Right.
But at the time, they thought they had the man, as in they thought that Edward, even though there was nothing connected into the murders, just based on his previous conviction of felony assault on his grandmother. That's the reason why they arrested him. And then obviously, the jury couldn't rightfully say it was him, so obviously he was let go. It wasn't until Rolling had been captured and they found out it was him that they said he'd been oxygenated ill charges. But at that point, then the damage would have been done to a certain extent. Because the dude had his picture flying all over the news articles. Even despite him being innocent and being exonerated, there still would have been people that would have used that to avoid him.
Oh.
So after he began taking medication for his manic depression, graduated from a local college in '94, and later worked while studying part-time, ultimately graduating magna cum laude from the University of Central Florida in 2000. The other suspect was also later cleared. So the suspect wasn't named, only he was.
Right.
Before the capture Rolling. So the other person not named, but obviously Edward was plastered. From what I've seen during looking for the pictures of the victims, he was the main suspect for a while, and obviously you'll find out why they came to capturing Rolling. On November 4th, 1989, Louisiana police informed Florida authorities about an unresolved triple homicide in Shreveport. Now, remember, this is where Rollins is from. Detectives observed parallels between the Gainesville murders and the case involving 55-year-old Tom Grissom, his 24-year-old daughter Julie, and his 8-year-old grandson Sean. The family was attacked in their residence while they were preparing dinner. Following the incident, Julie Grissom's body was found mutilated, cleaned, and posed. In November 1990, Don Maines, an investigator from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, went to Shreveport due to the similarities between the two murder cases. These included the posing of the victims, tape residue found on their bodies, and the use of vinegar to clean off the victims. Sorry.
Because it's acid.
There we go. Maines reported that they tested the bodily fluids from the suspect in Shreveport and discovered that this individual also had type B blood. He described the match with evidence from Gainesville as a revelation in the investigation. So you got to think back then. They did blood typing. That was only DNA could do back then. It was blood typing. That's all. So even if the person's innocent and they've managed to have the same blood group as the killer, 9 times out of 10 they were exonerated and just on that blood evidence alone. That's why now you're finding cases.
3 open them, don't they, and check them.
Yeah, there's one case I've been watching before my mum joined backstage about a bloke who got done for killing 2 girls 5 years after the fact. Because they had footage of him on the phone. The girls were hiking. Don't know if you're familiar with it. And they actually, the video, one of the girls is recording, and you see him behind them on the bridge. And the girls are recording the hike. And you hear him saying, "Hey, girls." And obviously the girls are going to say no to it, and the go down the hill. And that's when the footage stops. The police had that footage for ages.
Ooh.
That one's quite a freaky case. I might cover that one.
That's a good case. That one is still kind of going on, I think.
So you know which one I'm talking about then?
Yeah, I know which one you're talking about. Really a sad case.
Yeah, they were only young.
Exactly.
Shortly after Maine's visit to Shreveport, a local resident named Cindy Turek, sorry the mispronunciation, contacted Crime Stoppers to suggest that Danny Rolling might be linked to the murders in both locations. 3 months prior, in August 1990, Jerick had heard a news report about a series of murders while driving through Florida Panhandle. This report prompted her to think of Rolling, whom she had encountered at her church in her Louisiana hometown, and his potential connection to the Grissom family murders. In Shreveport, Rolling had made deeply unsettling remarks to her and her then husband, Stephen Dobbin. He'd come over every night for a while, and then one night, Stephen came in and he goes, "He's got to go," Drake recounted. She also mentioned that Dobbin had told her that Rolling confided in him about having a problem. I asked, "What kind of problem?" Jurek recalled, and Stephen said he likes to stick knives in people. Or into people.
You don't say.
She does go on.
Yeah.
Jerry
Well,
Kip remembered that she initially dismissed these statements because she found it hard to believe that Rolling could be involved in the Shreveport murders. Rolling had also told her, "One day I'm going to leave this town and I'm going to go where the girls are beautiful and I can just lay in the sun and watch beautiful women all day." Ugh.
Creepy bastard.
Oh,
Stephen alone is creepy.
oh. Make your hair stand up back of your neck.
Yeah, you know what typing it? I'm like, ugh.
Oh.
The Gainesville murders troubled Jerick deeply, prompting her to reach out to the police in November due to her suspicion regarding Rolling's involvement in the murders occurring in both cities. "It was something I couldn't shake off," she remarked. "One day, I decided to pick up the phone, call Crime Stoppers, and stated, 'I believe there's one individual you should look into, Danny Rolling.' That's how I managed to capture him." Investigators acted upon the tip and swiftly located Rolling, who had been apprehended on September 7th, 1990, for a supermarket robbery in Ocala, Florida. The robbery took place in just 10 days after the remains of Paula and Taboda were discovered. At the time, Rolling was being detained in the Marion County Jail, sited 40 miles south of Gainesville. Investigators found that Rolling had type B blood, which matched the blood type of the suspect in both Gainesville and the Shreveport murders. Upon realizing that Rolling had several convictions for armed robbery, Florida investigators considered the possibility that he might also be linked to the bank robbery that occurred on the same day Mr. Hoyt's body was found. They visited the evidence locker, where the items such as the gun, screwdriver, a bag of money, and a cassette player were kept, and listened to the tape. They also discovered the tools that corresponded with the marks left at the Gainesville murder sites. The small campsite where he had been residing was located in a wooded area close to the apartment complexes often visited by students. Investigators uncovered audio diaries he had recorded there, which hinted at the crimes. Subsequently, it was revealed that on August 5th, 1990, Rolling had broken into Janet Frick's home in Sarasota, Florida. He restrained and gagged her with duct tape while he sexually assaulted her, but he did not take her life.
Lucky
So she's
bitch.
the one that got away.
Very lucky.
Yeah.
Do you want to just bring up Jules' comment there, right in there, Jess?
Bundy.
Yeah. Quite close to it.
It's a good job you mentioned that, Jules, because in November 91, Rolling faced 5 murder charges nearly 4 years after the murders. He was brought to trial, asserting his motive was to achieve superstar status akin to Ted Bundy. So that's why I mean, my Jules brought up Bundy. He wanted to be up there, the level of infamy with Ted Bundy.
Yeah, but somebody walked into the dorms and he battered them with baseball bats.
In 94, just before his trial was set to begin, Rolling unexpectedly entered a guilty plea to all charges. Following this, State Attorney Rod Smith introduced the penalty phase of prosecution. During the trial, Court TV aired an interview with Rolling's mother from her residence, where his father could be heard yelling off camera. So despite what his father put his mother through, they were still married.
Oh.
So the next slide is. So these are the 5 college
You know when he
victims.
killed them though, did he rob them, Stacey? Did he get out from them?
No.
I don't think he. No, I didn't. With the college students, he did not. Killed them, posed the girls. That obviously sexually assaulted the girls, and then apart from, I think it was Hoyt. I think Hoyt was the one that he. Krista Hoyt. He's the one that he went back to when he believed he left his wallet at the crime scene. Thing is, what he'd done is he killed Christy Hoyt, left, didn't do anything. He went back to his campsite where he was arrested. He realised he could not find his wallet. He believed he left his wallet at Hoyt's home. That's why he went back. It was after the fact. He then decapitated her body and paused her body. After the fact, he went back the second time.
The man's a weird fucker.
So yeah, there's pictures where I don't know. I think there might be reenactments. I'm not 100% sure, but of the tent he was literally living in a tent.
Oh no, that's crime scene footage. They've got that. Yeah, they also have that's real, where he was living in the woods, camping in the woods at that time. And then there's also audio cassettes where he was like singing and like playing guitar. Like those are his too. Yeah, very.
So
creepy.
these victims, we've got Tracy Powles, Sonia Larson, Manuel Taboda, Krista Hoyt, sorry, and Christina Powell. So they're the 5 college students that he murdered. And these are the ones that he killed prior. So Sean Grissom, Julie Grissom, and Tom Grissom. See, that's not being mentioned, but it could be a possibility, or it could be because of how
his dad treated his mum.
He let his father treat them. So he hated his father, but then also hated his mother for allowing her to treat him that way. Because you'll find that they'll go for the female side rather than the male side, because the see females is weaker than the man. Like you said, with Manny, he went for him first because he knew
it was a male stronger than a female.
Yeah.
That's my thinking, Drew, of that. Because his mother allowed, probably in his eyes, his mother allowed the abuse from his father to continue, because she left numerous times and still came back. So that's my line of thinking, because nothing came up about him being sexually assaulted from my research. I don't know if Rennie can back me up on that one.
I haven't found out about him.
That he was assaulted.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I ever heard him talk about. I mean, I'm sure he had all kinds of blame for everybody. Like, I remember him doing that. Like, nothing was his fault, you know? Like, he was one of those. He's just a really weird guy.
On April 20th, 1994, Rolling received a death sentence. Rolling was found to have antisocial personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, and paraphilia. I don't know what paraphilia is. I will.
I know what's paraphilia.
Hold on, let me look it up.
Look it up, I'll find out.
I think it means like just warped.
Right.
Hold on, let me make sure though.
Could be, Jules.
Paraphilia is a condition characterized by unusual sexual desires, typically involving extreme or dangerous activities. I bet you the stabbing was part of it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because he was, remember it said when that person
forward,
like he's into stabbing people, like, or putting knives into people. Weird.
It's weird.
Just prior to his execution in Florida for the series of murders in Gainesville, Wallen took responsibility for the Shreveport killings, providing his spiritual advisor, Reverend Mark Upstead, and Florida law enforcement with a handwritten confession and an apology. For his final meal, Wallen chose lobster tail. He sang a gospel hymn, but he did not make a statement right before his execution, which was observed by numerous relatives of his victims. Wallen was executed via lethal injection at Florida State Prison on October 25th, 2006, After the US Supreme Court denied a last-minute appeal, he was declared dead at 6:15 p.m. Eastern. Was it EDT? Is it Eastern?
Eastern. Yeah, it's Eastern.
European Eastern
Eastern
time.
time.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you, Renee. That could be. Drew, you could be right there, Drew. You could be right.
So according to reports, they say that because his mum said something about that, his father was mentally abusing, but never mentioned physical. As in
But
sex.
yet
I
she
mean,
was
it might
actually
be
hospitalised because he forced her to. He forced. Further along, it does state that his father forced his mother to harm herself.
Yeah, but what I'm saying, I'm saying that he never suffered abuse from that kind of abuse. He had the mental abuse from his dad. Did Rawlings? That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, he won't.
So you went wrong there, didn't you, Stacey? You won't listen to me.
Well, no, because the only one incident I mentioned was that his father pinned him down, handcuffed him, and sent him to the police.
Yeah, well, his dad was abusive towards him
Yeah.
mentally. And apparently, I've read that he's never turned around and said that he was physically abused by him, but was mentally abused by him.
Well, didn't they also say that the dad killed like Rollins' puppy?
Yeah, his dog.
So that right there,
him rolling down.
beating animals to death, like that's serial killer behavior from the father.
Yeah, that's what they say at the start. They say they start small, don't they? Defensive animals and stuff.
It just makes you wonder about what the father got up to, you know?
Yeah,
exactly. These killings would later go on to inspire the movie franchise Scream, using a mass killer who attacks students. And that is it. There is the Gainesville Killer. Danny Rawlings, what are your thoughts?
Psychotic, twisted motherfucker.
There are some good documentaries on him. If you'll just look on YouTube, do a search for Danny Rawling, there are some good documentaries, like well done, where they've got like footage from when it happened, and like you can see how terrified people were, and it only went for a couple weeks or something, but like it cleared out that campus, like and that's a big college. It was just really scary.
And the two girls I'm talking about is the Delphi murders.
Yes. Yeah.
No, I've never heard of that neither.
Yeah, that's a scary one. And like I said, that one's still working its way through like court, I think. I don't.
No, it's been done for it, I think.
Is it done? Okay.
Done.
Okay.
So if I like. Yeah, that's the point. He didn't make any admissions as to why. Just that it looked like his mum. That's as far as he went.
Maybe because he saw his mum, but he needs a target, and he thought it was an easy target to do.
I don't know.
Being in that environment's not good, as we know.
Pausing them and doing all that's really creepy, isn't it?
It is.
Like decapitating heads, Renee. Come on.
Yeah, when Renee mentioned it to me, I did not know about it. So I was going in blind to this one.
And it's scary. If you watch those documentaries, like just look up Danny Rawling on YouTube. You'll find some good documentaries. I remember when they found the campsite, and there's court video they showed of them finding like the tent he was sleeping in, and it was right there in Gainesville, like, and he had been there for ages. And his campfire, and he fancied himself like a singer, so he had a guitar there, and like all these audio tapes of him singing and talking about killing the people. And I mean, it was just nuts. Really scary.
Could he sing?
No, he was shit at it.
I thought I'd just ask.
No, not a good singer.
Did he have any brothers or sisters, Renee? No?
I don't know.
Brothers.
Did he?
Brothers.
I think he was one of two, I think.
So is his mum and dad still alive now, or are they dead then?
No, they're dead.
Dead.
Mum died in 2012, and his dad died in 2006.
That's
I don't think those other. I don't ever remember hearing about the two other brothers like being in any kind of legal trouble. Yeah, Drilla, that's a really sad case, and that's one where like Donald Trump has some. He's culpable for making sure that those kids that were accused of that were locked up, and those kids were innocent, and it was because they were black. I mean, that was just,
Yeah, I remember that one. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember that one. I just don't find these about the college ones though. It's the one I was talking about that was quite recent, which was similar to this case. It's eerily similar to Rawlings. And I think he actually mentioned, the actual killer actually mentions it. That's probably an interesting one. So it's not the Idaho.
That was a bad one.
Idaho.
Do you not think serial killers in America are off the Richter scale?
I think the issue with America is it's a really big country. There's like 360 million people that live here, and it's super violent. Very easy access to guns here.
Yeah, do you know what gun like we have over here?
Sorry,
Yeah.
it was 2022.
We've got more guns here than people. Like there's way more than 360 million guns here. So you always have to assume everybody else is carrying a gun. Like seriously, you have to be really careful. And there's a lot of places here that are super remote and would be easy to get rid of somebody. I think that's what it is. But I think honestly, part of it is it's such a big country, and then it's always been a super violent place.
I agree. No, I just think like serial killers over there are brutal, Rennie. Like, I'm not saying like what we've got over here because they are, but like they just I don't
It's
know.
a whole new level in America.
It's a whole new level of evil, Rennie.
Yeah, it's not saying that everything's bigger in America. It's like that with the crime too, like where it's more shocking. Yeah.
I mean, I know like we've had, for instance, like I've said, Harold Shipman. But Shipman injected people with insulin, right? And it would have pain-free way of dying, right? I'm not saying what he did were right, because it wasn't right, but it was a quick and easy way to go. Like, these have been tortured, and like, I don't know how you could cut up a body and not even show no emotion to decapitate somebody's body, Renee. I'd feel physically sick. I don't know about you. I couldn't have the stomach to do that.
Sutcliffe, like Sutcliffe to me is the most, he reminds me of like an American serial killer, like going after people with the hammer and like just to kill people. Like Sutcliffe, I think just hated women.
Yeah, he did. He did.
But his wife swears that he was such a lovely person and all this lot. Never raised a finger to her. Never did anything.
That's like that other serial killer that one of the early ones Stacy did. Not Ridgway, but the one who worked that he worked for ADT, the big alarm security company here. Like they do like home security alarms. And like if you talk to his daughter's been very open. Like she's let them do MRIs and stuff of her brain and trying to figure out, is there some kind of like a genetic something like that goes wrong in your brain that makes you that way, right? But like she's been super open about talking about her dad, and she's like, he was just like a normal dad. Like you would never have known he wasn't violent, he wasn't mean, he was like,
daughter.
God-fearing,
totally different person, but when the doors are shut and they go outside.
Yeah. Really strange.
Actual personality sort of thing, like living one life when you're at home with family, then living.
Yeah. It makes you wonder because his daughter has no reason to lie about all. Like she's been very, very open. She's been really good about it, and she's done nothing wrong. Like you can't pick your parents. And
true.
No,
I feel really sorry for her and her brother. The brother doesn't really want to talk about it, but she's been pretty open, and like I think it scares her as much as anybody else. She's like, study my brain. Tell me if I have some kind of weird gene that like, is it going to make me horrible? And there's nothing weird in her brain. You know what I mean? Like it just, I feel sorry for her. I feel sorry for her.
Yeah.
But there's a question for you, Renee, right? And there's a lot of documentaries. I'm just sure Stacey's watched a lot of them in England. Do you think you're born a murderer, like you're born to kill.
No.
I don't think so, but I think, they have found like a link between like early childhood, like really serious head injuries.
Mhm.
Like the one, God, I can't think of his name now. The one that we were talking about earlier that was in the San Francisco Bay Area killing people, the Night Stalker.
Yeah,
He had
Richard Ramirez.
he had like a fractured skull at like 2 or 3 years old in
Yeah.
like a playground accident. Like
And his uncle didn't help me either.
he had a screwed up home life. He had a really, really bad head injury. And like when they were like looking at a lot of these serial killers, they found like there would be some like a really serious head injury. Not all the time, but like more than like there was some kind of a statistical link between the bad head injuries. So it's like a bad combo. Like you have sketchy parents, or you have something bad happen in your childhood. Maybe you have a bad head injury, and you have some kind of genetic predisposition to I don't know. I think it's just like a really bad combo of things.
It's just because I hear it a lot of the time, like when I watch crime documentaries like that, are people born to kill? And I just wonder what your opinions on it were.
So I don't think anybody's born evil, but I do think that you can have like a genetic predisposition to like a mental illness, and then you can be abused and as a child, because most of these, if not every one of them, has had something bad, except maybe Ted Bundy.
Oh.
When they talked to Ted Bundy, he couldn't come up with like his parents didn't beat him, like nobody was bad to him. So I don't know. That guy was maybe because that guy was just evil. He was just really bad.
Yeah.
I
don't think you're born evil, but like Renee said, something that can happen in childhood.
Yeah, something triggers it, doesn't it?
Trigger it.
No, that would be my guess.
Because I'm trying to think Dennis Nielsen. He, from what I can just off the top of my head, I think what really triggered it for him, he didn't have a really good childhood neither. But when his granddad died, he was really, really close to his granddad. They actually had his body open casket, and he was quite young as well, I think about 8. He actually had his grandfather's body in the casket open in the living room. And his mum came and got him and showed him his grandfather dead. And he does state from that point he became fascinated with death.
So what about Sutcliffe? You're saying was he beaten by his parents, or?
I don't think he was he?
I think it was his dad. His dad did. Let me double check that actually.
I can't remember.
But these are the pictures that we were talking about, Renee. These are the ones that. So these ones are actually real from the car.
Yes, those are real. Those were actually shown at trial.
Dad!
Sorry.
So look.
Don't tell me he's just watched Strictly Come Dancing.
No, I'm a celebrity.
Yeah, it's gotta be. I'm a celebrity, right?
Yep.
How many people in chat are laughing at that one? Yeah, again, Dad, I'm so glad you waited till we were done. Right, so Sutcliffe witnessed his domestic abuse from his father to his mother.
So that's the same scenario as Rawlins then.
He was born premature, was Sutcliffe.
Mm.
Oh, hang
You're
on a
not
minute.
blaming premature on that.
What I've just found out, one of Sutcliffe's brothers recounted an incident in which their father smashed a beer glass bottle over Sutcliffe's head during when his brother was 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
Sutcliffe's father would whip his children with a belt.
Obviously, like my mum were growing up at that time when he were about, and that she were told like you don't go out on your own and everything. My mum can remember it really well.
Scary.
I remember it.
Yeah.
Scary. I saw a
We'll
documentary
go into that
on. It was like Southern documentary. I think it was on Netflix. It was very good. Scary.
Mm-hmm. Just. Can I ask you though, why? Right. So with them students, then going back to that case, why was Scream made on that killer?
I think it's how he actually, he was a mystery. No one knew who you are. So
was
us only being able to kill these students in such a short period of days
and just got away with it.
and got away.
That's my next one, Alison, Yorkshire Ripper, after Stacey's done hers next week.
So yeah,
But
it was.
I've always thought Scream is more of a, don't take this wrong way, more of a comedy film. I don't see it as a...
That's scary movie.
It's funny,
Yeah.
Scary
It's got
movie, that's the comedy
rules.
but
Yeah,
I
it's
think it's
got
the
the
whole
I've
rules.
always not really thought Scream Cruise is a
I
scary,
think it's the
scary
whole
film.
introducing
That's not what I've watched.
not always a telephone call type of thing. I think it's
Yeah, but
the
the thing
whole
is-
breaking into student accommodation, targeting students,
Yeah, Rolling's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Sorry.
stabbing them, and then literally getting away with it. I think the whole presence of him attacking students, being unknown to the students, these students was random attacks for him. He didn't know them, and using simple tools like a knife, and then getting away with it.
It had to do with going after college kids.
Yeah.
'Cause that Scream, like that whole thing. Remember, like on one of them, like he shows up at the college campus and is like, you know, doing the Ted Bundy, trying to get into like a sorority house, and like that was in part of one of them. But yeah, like, I think it had to do with just going after college kids.
College students, yeah, the whole presence of him going after, because I don't think before Rowling any college students were specifically targeted. Do you know what I mean? They weren't like,
Yeah,
apart
and
from obviously on 2022, Rollins is the only case I know, apart from Ted Bundy, but he didn't just target college students in their settings. I think that's the thing. He actually targeted these students in their accommodations rather than in the street or in the woods or like going out with them, getting them drunk and doing it that way. He literally went to their apartment complex or the houses and killed them that way. I think that's what the whole presence of Scream was, that he entered their accommodation, killed them, and walked away. The telephone part and stuff like that is all exaggeration added to.
What about the female killer? I'll remember her name in a minute. She's American.
Oh, thingy what's the chops? The woman that killed the truckers.
The guys that then said that they were raping her, so but she shot
Yeah.
them.
Eileen
Yeah, I know
Warner.
what you mean.
Eileen Warnes, yeah.
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 Well, I'm watching a documentary right now on Netflix actually, but yeah, she's
And then
interesting.
really-
If anybody has Netflix, watch that Mindhunters
Yeah,
on Netflix. It's really, really good. That's the one I recommended before, but it goes into some of these famous serial killers. It was like when they stood up the behavioral sciences unit at the FBI. It's the story of how they stood that thing up.
That's what I watched. A program called Criminal Minds. It's a mock-up program, but it's called Criminal Minds, and it's a BAU, and they actually do crime stories in their programs. So you see some of it, but it's like, I mean, Tony's watched earlier on, and it's on real crimes. So it's like a docu-crime soap kind of thing. And they do cover things that have happened, real crimes that have really happened.
Yeah.
They don't go into all the gruesome details. They just skirt around it all. And I like that. But yeah, no. She was
yeah, the Mindhunters is about the real story of the people that stood up that behavioral sciences unit. And then Silence of the Lambs is, a fictional story, obviously, but dealing again with the behavioral sciences unit at the FBI. And it's such a good movie. It's really scary.
I love Silence of the Lambs.
Seriously, Jess, you should watch Mrs. Biddy. That's such a good movie. Very just.
Watch what, Mrs. Biddy? Sorry, Ray.
Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
I bet my mum's seen it. I'll ask her when I go downstairs when I finish this stream. Has she seen it?
Movie. Really a good movie.
That's the same person talking about Sunil.
See, I've seen Hannibal.
Yeah.
Hannibal.
Lecter.
That's it. Hannibal. Gaines was part of Hannibal inspiration as well. Because he did I think he actually ate some part.
Yeah, good film.
It really is. Very scary.
Yeah, you got Silence of the Lambs first and you got the second one.
He used body parts like Jeffrey Dahmer and Gaines had that connection. Kept body parts.
I don't like most scenes with Drula.
Hey, that's better than me, Drula. I'm terrified of clowns because of It. That came out like
it's one film I've never watched.
so scary. I'm still scared of clowns.
But if you
That
really want
actually, I watched That's weird, that, because I watched a documentary overnight about a woman who was killed by a clown at her front door, and it turns out it was her husband and his knockoff piece that got the clown to come and kill her, and it turned out it was his partner that got her killed. She just up her front door and she got shot for what, kids?
Yeah, John Wayne Gacy.
That's a crime story.
We'll be covering that one. John Wayne Gacy.
Yep. He will.
I'm more American side. Jess is more the UK side. Out from next week, because she's me.
Silence at Lambs, you say, Renee?
Silence of the Lambs, yeah.
I'm sure Sheila's seen it, my mum, because she's into all that.
Oh, yeah, it's a classic movie. Very well made.
Anthony
They
Hopkins.
filmed
I
part
can
of
watch it on my own because I'll shit myself watching it on my own. I can't lie.
it.
You'd be like that, won't you, behind cushion?
I will be fucking looking through fucking curtains, man.
They were able to film part of it actually at the FBI's headquarters in Quantico, Virginia. So just really, really well made. Very well made movie.
I lost my mum. I no doubt she will have seen it, to be fair, my mum. We're going to finish in a minute, Drew. Early night. Get yourself an horror film on. Get yourself chilled out, lass.
Julia, if anybody has HBO and you like Stephen King as much as I do, there's a show on now called Welcome to Derry. Very good. Been very scary so far.
Oh, what's been watching that thing?
Strangler.
Oh. Hello.
Yeah, that'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Oh, yeah.
No, but do you know what we could do, Drula, right? Set a StreamYard up backstage and we could all sit backstage and watch an horror film. We could do that.
We can all watch
I don't know horror.
watching one. We're watching with everyone.
Yeah.
You know.
There you go.
Do
Well,
that.
You
So
just
like
set
the
up
episode
that,
thing.
and then we'll all watch Silence of the Lambs together.
Do you know the West Memphis 3, Rennie?
I do, yeah. That was a
That's familiar.
super famous case that happened when I was a kid,
I know about
and I had to drive through Memphis fairly regularly. Yeah, really scary.
Do you want us to look at that one, Jules, as well? Is that another one for Stacey on American side?
That's really a good one. West Memphis 3, Stace.
There you go, Stacey. There's another one for your list, love.
Don't know this one actually. I'm just gonna look at it now.
It's just awful. And then
There you go. Jules has asked for a request. There you go.
Oh, okay. The community page for me. I need to go look at my community page, by the way.
Oh, you're asking something to Jules. She don't know what community page is. You'll just have to write that one down.
Someone go into the community page for me and write this down for me.
No,
I'll just, Stace, I'll send it to you in WhatsApp.
Send it to her in WhatsApp for me, Rennie.
I'm just looking at it now on Wikipedia.
That's one to get your teeth into, Fiona, Jules is saying.
Yes, that and that.
Hero Boys.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I've heard my mum going about this one to be fair.
I'll YouTube that. I'll YouTube that when we're done here.
There's like 2 documentaries that HBO did on that case, 2 or 3. It's scary and horrible, and it not only is it awful because 3 little boys were murdered, but it's awful because they blame 3 teenagers that were like goth kids and just.
And it won't them, would it?
No, it won't.
Yeah, Mrs. Biddy's and yeah.
Hang on a minute.
They made a film, it's called The Devil, out of it.
Hang on a minute. If I'm not mistaken, my favourite band did a song about it, if I'm not mistaken.
Probably
Because-
did. They were huge fans of Metallica.
It Disturbed.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm sure it's just. I'm sure. 1 second. Because saying
Hi,
it,
sorry.
looking at it now, when you said that there were goth boys that got done, I'm sure. It just went ping in my head then. Somebody took my spot. I'm sure Disturbed did that. And that's weird. A song made about it. It's made me fucking realise. Just give me 2.
There you go, Jules. They'll have a look into that one for you, Stacey and Rennie. They do the American ones.
Sure, it's Disturbed. I think they call it 3.
Jules reckons they did it, Rennie.
You think so? I don't think they did. I think it was actually the stepfather of one of the little boys. I truly do believe that.
I'll have to watch that.
We'll do that, Jules. In a couple of weeks.
Documentaries. I'm trying to remember the name of them.
Yeah. When you said goth boys, Rainier, my
Yeah.
favourite band Disturbed have a song called 3. And when you said about them being goths, our dark attire seemed to frighten people away. And when the 3 young boys died, they pointed their fingers and tangled us in a lie. They blamed the devil for the heinous of their crime.
It was called Paradise Lost is the name of the documentary. Paradise Lost.
I think I've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be freaky if that's the song.
Damien Eagle and Jess Baldwin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're the 3.
Here, I'll send this to you, Stace. Actually, let me put it. I'll put it in the.
Put it in the. Are you in our true crime duo stream? We've got one on my WhatsApp group for that.
Yes, I have.
Let me see if I can put this in WhatsApp.
So basically, Disturbed released a song called 3. The song is about West Memphis 3. When you said goth, I clicked.
Right.
So I'm only familiar with it because of the song. I'm not gonna lie. So, but I will watch it now. That's weird, that though, because that's one of my favorite Disturbed songs. That's weird. That's really weird. Wow. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that's a good
I
one.
would have made that connection until it wasn't until you said there were 3 gothic boys that got falsely accused of it. I'm assuming you. And when you said gothic, I'm thinking, hang on a minute. Yeah, my favorite band did a song about it.
So, yeah, you got to thank Jules because she's the one that mentioned it.
Big up Jules. I'm definitely watching that tonight.
Yeah, and there's a follow-up documentary that follows that because this will get you through the first trial and the kids being put on death row. But then the follow-up for it.
You know what? 1 minute. I'm gonna do a document up on my computer so I can write all this down. And then I've got it on. Well, on my computer size. Pack it in.
Anybody got ideas where they can watch it, Drula?
YouTube?
I think so. I put them. Oh, Drula's not in the. Drula's not in the chat. Can somebody send it to Drula?
I've got Drula on Facebook.
It's all right.
As well. Right.
Send those documents. Can you forward those documents?
Yeah, it's all right. I can forward them to Drula.
Right. Memphis 3. Who else was mentioned? So I'm going to type them all up. Type them up and then I'll print it off and I've got it in front of me then.
Do you know what I thought you said then, Stacey? Tie them up.
Listen, not you, Kinky. They are, Drula, love.
Memphis 3. Who else? Well, I've got a documentation up. We've got a few minutes left to kill. What other documentaries, American side?
No, but if anybody hasn't seen Silence of the Lambs, you should watch it. You should also watch Mind Hunters because we're talking about so much of this is behavioral sciences unit stuff. So watch Mind Hunters. That's on there.
Read away. Feel free.
Got a fall.
John Wayne Gacy has been mentioned, but careful there, Jess.
What about Night Stalker?
Yeah, Night Stalker.
Ted Bundy. Yeah, Night Stalker. I'm really familiar with the Night Stalker, unfortunately. It's a fascinating one to follow.
The thing is, there's so many American crimes. They're here, but I can't remember. There's that many. There's some really, really good ones.
The BTK was always a well-known one.
Yeah.
I've done Gary Ridgway. Now I've done Big Up to Renee because I didn't know about this one. The Gainesville Killer. I didn't know that one. Because, like I said, I mainly do America. Yeah, that one. Yeah. Hang on a minute, I'm on the screen. How do I do
That's
that?
all sorts going on the screen at the moment.
It is, yeah, Drola. I think the one on Netflix actually speaks to one of the because he diddles, we'll say, a young girl, and she's actually in that documentary. She was 8, I think she was between 6 and 8. And she was so brave. She gave a statement to the police. And she actually did the lineup and the two officers that are in that documentary relayed that, and they just, when they took a statement off, they just said, shall we not add the child bit to the charges to escape, just let that little girl not go through that again. But she was so brave though. When she did the lineup, she goes, do I say number 2 or do I write number 2? Because it was Richard Ramirez was the number 2 in the lineup. And I'm thinking, that little girl is so brave. I'll look at that one. I know that one. Yeah, sort of. Excuse me, but yeah, that the Night Stalker one's quite interesting one. I'll put Eddie Giddens down because probably will end up eventually doing that one. That will definitely give you nightmares.
Bloody hell, Stacey! I just typed in a list of serial killers in the United States. Tony Abels, 1970 to 1990, proven victims 4, possible victims 4+, sentenced to life imprisonment, murder and robbery, victim paroled and later killed at least 3 women.
What was his serial killer name? Does it say his serial killer name?
It says
JSY Talks Football. Sorry.
It says a list of serial killers in the United States. That's what it says.
Oh. Because some of them I don't know, but then I want to look at documents like, yes. Right.
Activity is 1920 to 21. He could have done it. He killed 7.
Oh, yes, right.
Wow! Rodney Alcala.
Bless you, my child.
1979. He did proven 8 victims, possible victims between 50 to 130 plus. Wow!
Oh, what's that one? I'm on that list. Oh yeah,
it's sometimes called the dating game killer because of his 1978 appearance on the television show The Dating Game in the midst of a murder spree.
I know that one.
What about him who were on Bullseye? He was a fucking serial killer.
It was, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's another one I can do.
That's a British one.
Yeah, see, I'm also British ones. I've already got my list. Don't you worry about that.
Oh, obviously, if anyone wants to do the Son of Sam, David Barowitz.
Like I said, we've got plenty of shit to be starting on here. Loads and loads and loads.
I'm typing all up, so I've got a list.
I've already got one, you see. I'm all right with British ones. I'm all good. That's why I left you with American ones. We utilise each other's strong points.
There's one I've just seen that I recognise the name. I'm going to find it. No.
Let's see.
You know what I'm saying?
The Petting Party Bandit. All right, name is that. I'm thinking serial killer. Jesus Christ.
Jimbo. No, he wasn't Jimbo, but he were on Bullseye.
Yeah, it was.
Pembrokeshire, he killed a few people. There's actually a real life dramatisation done on ITV, like the Dennis Nilsson one. If anybody wants to watch it, that's pretty good as well. Like I say, I'm all for British, but I'm going to go into some unsolved ones after Jack the Ripper.
Ready to know this one? Hillside Strangler.
Yeah, I know that myself.
Scary. That was like the 70s, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. They said, check your Facebook. If you've got that, I just sent you.
Yeah, Richard Ramirez, go back to the Night Stalker.
That guy's buzzing
because one of the detectives that was investigating his murders and killing spree was also the detective that did the Hillside Strangler as well.
Mm.
So
have you ever seen that program called Prodigal Son?
Yes.
No, I haven't.
His father was a murderer and had a body in the cellar, and that was something like him not knowing that his dad was a murderer when he was a kid, and then he started having flashbacks.
Yeah, I'm doing this one.
Putting him in chest and everything. Stop that. It was a good fucking program with that, bastards. I love that.
Toolbox Killer.
Hotel.
Renee's face says it all. She knows that one.
The hotel one. I know that one. Oh shit. What's it called?
Jules, me want a fitted kitchen actually.
Yeah, the son of Sam was a real serial killer. David Barrowitz. The Zodiac one.
Mr. But on bullseye, I'm not buying.
Zodiac is still technically unsolved.
Yeah. They think they've got the dude, don't they, though? Although he's dead.
Yeah, some people are pretty sure they figured it out.
It's called Cecil Hotel or Cecile Hotel.
Cecil Hotel. Yeah, I've seen that one.
Yeah. That's what they're on about there. That's what Sid's
when
about.
she walked into a fridge.
I've seen they did it on the ghost story. Say that ghost that were there.
Which one that?
And then week after that one, I'm going to do Leslie Molseed. Because a guy went to prison for that for 16 years and he hadn't actually committed it. Ronald Castry, his name is, and it took him 32 years to get him sentenced. And he was an evil bastard, and he was evil. His son speaks out on it, actually. And what he did to poor old Leslie was despicable.
It is, Sid. It is the water barrel on the roof. She got in the lift and then she just disappeared and she was found in the... Yeah. There's quite a lot of murders there. Quite a lot. Do you know, we could write his own crime stories, all the shit we know.
We have got some brains in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I used to collect, I mean, I've got a couple of books somewhere called True Crime books. The little books, but that big and the black with red writing on them. I used to collect magazines every week as well.
I get one every month. This Real Crime, it's called. It's really good.
Yeah. I did stop watching for a bit, but I'm back watching again now. There's some sick bastards out there.
There's some cruel bastards out there. But if anybody don't know Leslie Mulseed, have a look at that, because I'm going to do Yorkshire Ripper next. And then I'm going to do Leslie Mulseed. And I'm going to go into a few cold cases that I want to do. But they're interesting because they do get you thinking. Is
she buried in Killenbeck Cemetery there?
Possibly. It'd be done in between Yorkshire and Manchester, wasn't it? He'll come out of prison for 6 months, blasted, and he died.
Yeah, he died, didn't he?
His mother had campaigned for 16 years to get him out as well. Absolutely. That fucker's a myth, though. He's crying now. He'll be pissing in that wardrobe because Arsenal is shit. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to tell you they're quite...
Yeah, they're little.
Right. Thanks for the heads up, Trula.
Quite in depth, them ones. Right, kids. I'm going to wrap this one up. We will be back live tomorrow to do a Watford, Birmingham. If you have got any suggestions, like we keep saying, feel free to put them on the community page. We will try and get through each and every one of your suggestions. But next week it is Dennis Nilsson. Then I'm going to do the Yorkshire Ripper. And then I think, what are you going to do? Are you going to do that West Memphis 3 after that?
I might do the West Memphis 3, actually.
There you go, because Jules didn't ask for a lot. So we'll do that just for you, Jules. Just for you. Like I said, we do appreciate your time and effort. We do try to make these polished and a little bit knowledgeable. So, you know, it's away from football, which I do enjoy. I can't lie. It's nice to just have an hour and a half chat away from the football. But listen to everybody. It's appreciated for watching. Make sure you subscribe on both channels. True Crime Duo, JSY Talks Football. And on that bombshell, good night, God bless. Thank you for the weekend as always. It's been an absolute pleasure. And it's a good night from me.
It's a good night from her.
It's a good night from me.
It's a good night from all of us. And the squeaky chair.
And as Nye would say, it's a bye from her. Please do not have nightmares. Please sleep well. And like I said, bless up to everybody because you keep it respectful. I really enjoy it. And like I said, we wouldn't be here if it weren't without you guys. So you make this what it is today. So bless up to everybody. Thank you so much. Absolutely, Jules. Take care. And we'll see you all again soon. Absolutely. Look under your bed. Don't have nightmares. Please sleep well. And we'll see you all again tomorrow. Peace.
make the right choices, and please don't have nightmares. Till next time.